All else fails, we try again. We try again. Hopefully that's better. We try again. We try to get it together. Right when I was starting my show, the microphone went nuts. Can y'all see me now? Can you see me now? Can y'all see me now? Let me see. Let me go check the other platforms to see if you can see me. Is it still showing nothing? Oh, that said 7 minutes ago. So we should be at a new one by now. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Come on. Oh, now that says replay. Here we go. I think we're on. All good now. Okay. We're having trouble streaming to Facebook. Okay. Well, we're going to keep on going. We'll just keep going. Looks like it's got some issues. Maybe because I went out and back in. But let's see if we can get it going. Go on and go to all the places, please. Please go to all the places, please. Okay, we're going to edit. It says to remove it and re-add it. Let's see if that'll help us. Remove Facebook from the stream. Remove, and then we'll add it back and see if that helps us. See if that helps us a bit. Well, we got some somewhat interesting stuff to contend with. Today's Friday. Fridays are always interesting in the markets. You can always expect for Fridays to offer interesting things. Now, the last couple days have been interesting, so it's not like we've had any boring things the last few days, because we've had lots of fun even the last couple days, where basically it is sat in a channel for a good bit of the day, and then it decides later that it's going to drop and then bounce. It has done it basically the last couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday. Might have even done it on Tuesday. Let me bring the charts to the screen so we can see what's going on. It's 8:55 now. So why is the market up when the data is bad? You already know, because the market don't care. Market's like, oh, data bad, too bad. Market don't care. Market's like, oh, data's bad. Let's just see if we can still run it up. Manipulation, yeah. Manipulation, yeah. That's what it is. We starting off the morning with killing the hits. Yes, we're going to start it off right here this morning with murdering the hits. That's what we do in here. We murder the hits. Where's my mouse? We'll murder the hits. Let's look at the charts. This is SPX 500. I'll take us to the 30-minute chart. Let me turn off the fair value gaps indicator. Okay. This is SPX 500. This is what we got going. Let's look. We can look a little bit at even yesterday. This is since the market closed yesterday. 12, 2:30. 4:30, 8 o'clock. It kind of got where it sat still through the night. And then we just got data 65.05 and it popped up to, we're at 65.23 right now, which is higher. I really felt like we were going to close above 6,500 yesterday. And what did it do? It closed above 6,500 yesterday. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Let's go look at SPX so we see what yesterday did. We turn off VWAP. We'll get us to a 15-minute window and stretch this out a bit so we don't see as many lines. I think y'all don't got used to seeing the lines now where it don't bother you as much. Maybe, I'm on the 15-minute chart, which is good. This is yesterday. Okay, this is what yesterday did. Started off yesterday. We had a gap up opening. Sat still real quick, came down, filled the gap up by 10 o'clock, 10:15. So this 10 o'clock candle, the gap got filled. Gap got filled. 3 candle turned around, ran from this point. We got a set of tweezers right here at the 10:15 candle. It ran up from that point forward. Once it filled the gap, which I've talked to y'all before about the gap fill strategy, that pre-market gap fill. Once it fills those gaps, a lot of times it'll do that and go on about its way. Sometimes it'll gap fill and keep going in that direction. Other times it'll gap fill and go the other way. But the gap fill is a lot of times it's going to happen. So anyway, it filled the gap, reversed here, and went up, took a little pause at 11 o'clock, ran up some more, sat still a little bit between 11:30 and 1 o'clock. This is all consolidation here. Lunchtime, no shock there between 11 and 1. You know, it's kind of sat still at lunchtime. At 1 o'clock, got moving again and ran up from that point forward. Ran up from that point forward. And we got to, here's a failed 2 down. We've been talking about that in our community a little bit, that failed 2 down, where we've got a 2 at 2:30, failed 2 down. On the 15-minute chart, we've got to put a little more emphasis on those, E2T crew. Failed 2 down, and then it ran from that point forward the rest of the day. Ran, took a little pause, a 1 candle, which is another kind of chill candle, but once it pushed out of that 1 candle into the next, still ride it from the 1 candle. Once we got, this is what, 64.92, going on up from there. Still got this candle right here, this 345 candle is massive. It's just, where are we going? 64.93 all the way pushed above 6,500, which I anticipated it would push over 6,500 yesterday in Power Hour. I was anticipating that, and it did just that. I had a put credit spread I put on at 345, like right around this area. I did 64.85.90, pushing into there. I think if I turn that fair value gap app back on, we'll be able to see there was a fair value gap right here. Once I saw that it rejected that fair value gap, I went with the ride up into, rode on into the close, rode into the close myself. I used 64, I think I did 80.85. I might have done 85.90. I think I did 85.90 once I saw the reject here, 85.90 into the close, believing that that fair value gap was going to hold it and go the rest of the way on up, since we were already pushing anyway. All right. So that's what yesterday looked like on SPX. Profitable yesterday, another profitable day coming into September. Had a first day was a little bit of a rough start, but that's all right. We going September, it's all things are turning around. We're going to speak it. Going to speak it into existence, 1 trade at a time. That's what we're doing. 1 trade at a time. We're going to make it do what it do. All right. That was yesterday. Let's look at where the VIX is this morning. VIX is at 1535 this morning. That's where the VIX is, 1535. Now, yesterday the VIX was at 17 something. The market was still running up. So the market don't care. VIX, what's a VIX? Volatility, we eat volatility for breakfast. Jobs report on deck with all eyes on cracks in the market. Weak labor market data has intensified focus on the August non-farm payrolls reading. Key to bet on Fed rate cut. Tesla offers unprecedented $1 trillion pay package to Musk. Like, for what? What are we doing? Trump crypto backer Justin Sun says his World Liberty tokens are frozen, while Bank of America sees the U.S. bond route as over and done. Broadcom stock jumps amid buzz over OpenAI deal report. AI investment could be nearing a climax. Why weight loss wonder drugs aren't wonder stocks yet? No, people aren't jumping on the stocks because most people are waiting to see later on when all the scientific data gets done, all the testing gets done. People waiting to see what's the result of these weight loss drugs on people's bodies, because that still remains to be seen. Because the weight loss drugs weren't necessarily intended to be used on everyday people. They were tested on people who had underlying issues. They weren't tested on regular, I'm gonna say, when I say regular folks, they weren't tested on people who didn't have diabetes, who didn't have ED, who didn't have these other things. So now that regular folks who don't have those things are using them, now they're starting to see, well, what's happening with people who didn't have these underlying medical issues. And that data remains to be seen. That data remains to be, which is also why insurance companies aren't covering a lot of those drugs, because they're like, oh, we're not covering something we don't know. We're going to be liable later, that we covered it for you, and then you go come back and sue us later because we allowed you to have it, and something else is wrong with your body. I'm gonna go with no. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I'm leaving that. Qualcomm BMW launch. Okay. There's that. That's all the news from Yahoo Finance. Let me close this down. Once I read it, I need to close it because my computer is screaming. We need more space. You do it too much. CNBC, Dow futures are down just a bit, $3 or 3 points. S&P futures up 22.5, NASDAQ futures up 193. S&P futures rise slightly ahead of August jobs report. This probably needs to be refreshed because this is all information that was sitting before the 8:30 data came out. In Asia, Europe, everything is green except for the FTSE Milano. Europe stocks rise higher ahead of U.S. job data. The jobs data came out at 8:30, right? Orsted choppy as shareholders back rights issues. It came out at 8:30. That's gonna do. Let's go to the next screen. So we're on Friday. Nope. Is it Friday? It is Friday. Oh, my days are running together. Yeah, the employment data came out at 8:30, which means these things need to be refreshed. I'm gonna hit the refresh button and then I'll swing back to it. Yep, the data. So 22,000. They were expecting 75 and it came out at 22. Wow, that is very bad. That's like 1/3 of what they thought it was going to be. This is a no bueno, but you know what though? Listen, just because the market pop right now, don't fall for that. Y'all already know that they'll do stuff showing you and making you think it's gonna be up, and then the market will open and it won't be. So let's wait and watch what we see. Yeah. These are not good numbers. This is not good. Okay, this is not good. So let's wait and see what the market gives us once it's open. ES futures may have showed us a pop, and it might continue. I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying the full market is not open. The futures is open right now, but let's wait and see what comes about. Payrolls rose 22,000 in August, less than expected, and is a further sign of hiring slowdown. Yeah, it was supposed to be 75 and it was 22,000. This is not good. S&P futures gain on hope tepid jobs data will trigger the Fed rate cut. Maybe that's why people are excited, because they figure this bad jobs data will push the Fed rate cut. Maybe that's the positive news people are anticipating, that they're thinking that, just because this data is not so great, we'll automatically get the rate cut. Okay. So in Asia, everything's green over there. Asia Pacific markets mostly higher after Trump formalizes lower Japanese auto tariffs. Okay. And crypto is all green. Bitcoin's 113,000, Ethereum 4466, Solana 209, Dogecoin 0.2199, and XRP 288, which that's kind of been sitting around the same place every day. I feel like I say the same numbers there. We already heard that. Let's see what's over at investing.com. If anything else is popping up for today, it's going to, okay. I need to just say continue as myself, so that way it can quit doing this every day. It can quit doing this every day. Oh, okay. So 8:30 was all we had on here for the jobs, for the payroll data. 1 o'clock, we've got our oil rig count, which we usually have on Fridays. And then 3:30, we've got our speculative net positions that has to do with futures. Okay. So there's that as well. Back to the chart here. Let's go look and see who had earnings this morning. Oh, I'm not going to fight with y'all today. every day. Not doing that. Okay. Good morning, Drew. How we doing? Hey, Tanya. Got some people. Hey, Royal Dad. I think that's Val. Hey, Val. Hey, My Day Littlefield. I didn't get to everybody. Good morning. I think I saw Will pop on. Muhammad Musa. Good morning. I think I got everybody who came on earlier. Will was on earlier, and I think he popped that back off because it was acting. My situation. Where's my mouse? Was acting. There we go. Okay, let's go see what Adam had to say this morning. He probably put another tweet up since we got jobs data. He probably put another Twitter out. After a 61-point squeeze from yesterday, 64.51 reclaim in SPX, there was little to do but wait for NFP, which is non-farm payroll. As posted, I posted wait for NFP traps, and we got it. As always, we spiked down to 64.95 support, recovered 65.06 micro, hit 65.16. More traps coming. There we go. Traps. That's why I said don't get caught up. They'll run us up and then it'll make you think we're running up, grab y'all's coins, and then turn it. All right. Don't get caught in the melee. Don't get caught in there. More traps coming. 65.28 if SPX wants more. Dip below 64.06. At this point, SPX 500 is at 65.27.28, which is right where he said 65.28 if SPX wants it. Or ES wants it, really is what he said. Dip below 64.06. Now, that probably should say 65. That probably should say 65.06 instead of 64.06 because we're in the 65s now. We're in the 6500s. Will we go back below? What do y'all think? Y'all think we'll go back below 6500s? What do y'all think? You think we'll go back below 65, or you think now that we're up here again, we'll stay? What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments. Hey, Wink. What do you think? You think we'll stay up here now that we're back above? Because when we came up here, and you know what though, I've said this a few times, that when we go and touch something once, we don't always stay up here. Sometimes you come up here and look around. You come look around and then you pull back. That's the way it always does. It comes up, look around and say, wonder what it looked like up here. What y'all doing in here? See, this is what happened right in here. Get me a little thing. This is what happened right in here. It came in here and said, ooh, what y'all doing? It peaked in right in the 65. This went up as high as I think 65.08. It peaked up in here and then it pulled back and said, oh, let's see what y'all look in the room. You put your head in. That's what you do, I guess, when you a sniper. When the people on TV who come in with the guns, they come in and they pull back. So they did. So SPS come in here, look around and say, ooh, not yet. Then it pulled back, went to gather itself, dropped down pretty far, by the way, because it dropped down as low as 63.60. This went down to 63.60, right? Got some gas, dropped down below this 20 and said, ooh, let's go try again. And then it ran back up in here. It may stay this time. We'll see. But this is where we are right now. We're above 6,500 again. Nobody said whether they think we'll stay up here or not. I'm thinking we probably might stay this time. We'll see. 6,500 may now be support, where it was resistance before, because the psychological numbers play support, play resistance. Then they become, once you get past it, they can play support. Okay, we looked at what SPY did yesterday. It's about 912. I'll keep us moving. Keep it moving. Let me go take us to a 15-minute chart so we can see what the pre-market is looking like. What was that on the daily? Oh yeah, that fair value gap now has been touched, so we can take you off. That was a gap, a regular gap actually, that's virtually filled. There's a gap here, or now it's filled. It got filled by that drop candle on Tuesday. This gap from August 21st got filled. This is my SPY charting. I don't chart SPY a lot. I need to chart it more often. I don't trade SPY a lot like that, so it doesn't get charted regularly. SPY in the pre-market is at 651. Looks like it's at 651 in the pre-market. It closed yesterday at 649. And now it's at 651.74. So it's got a gap up open going. SPY's got a gap up open. Let's see what Triple Q has going. Another gap up open. Ooh, lordy. 575 is where it closed yesterday. It's at 580 right now. Ooh, that's a big old gap to fill, though. Ay. It's a big old gap that's going to need a filling. If we was to go yesterday, it closed here, and the current price is up in here. That's a big old gap that's going to need a filling. Oh, yeah. 5-point ride back down. Oh, doggy. I smell money. Do you smell money? I smell money for somebody. Okay. So, IWM, come back here. There we go. IWM closed yesterday around 237. Let's see. Let me get it more exact because this is a smaller low time frame. 236.58. Sorry, it closed at 236.58 and it's now at 237.80. So it's about $1 above where it closed yesterday. IWM, another gap up open is anticipated. Okay. We've got a few more minutes, but this is where it closed and this is where it currently is. That would be, if we were to open right now, that's the gap. Okay. It's not opening right now because we got a few more minutes, about 15 more minutes before the market opens, but that would be the current gap. All righty. Let's go back to SPY. I didn't put the little current gap on SPY like that. Should do the same thing. No. The gap on SPY is a couple dollars. Okay. All righty. Covered all the indices, covered Atom, covered that. What else do we need to see? What are we looking at today? Anybody got any stocks they're checking out today? Anybody got anything in particular they're looking at? I saw somebody mention that SoFi has a 1.3 on the day. That's of interest. Entry on here would be if it runs up past, it's already past it. 225.38 would be entry on SoFi, and SoFi's got some room up to about 26 and some change. 26 and some change basically would be good entry on SoFi. That may be one to keep your eye on. Y'all know SoFi is my dog. I hadn't talked about SoFi in a while. Y'all hold on for a minute. The pharmacy is calling. All righty. Okay, so that's SoFi. SoFi is actually up. It closed yesterday at 25.38, and it's currently at 25.84 in the pre-market. It's at 25.84. I was looking at something else that caught my attention for this morning. Tesla is running crazy, which of course we kind of got the idea of why it's running up this morning because of that whole $1 trillion thing, which I'm not sure why that will make the stock move up, to be honest. If you finna pay the leader $1 trillion, I don't know why that will make the stock price move up. Personally, that's just my thoughts. I'm not sure why that would make you want to. I'm not sure why that would make you want to make the stock run up. This is the daily chart, right? This daily chart looks different than that. Why does that look? Oh, that's the weekly chart. That's why that would look like that. Yep. And then the daily chart needs to be okay. There's that. Palantir is that one. And there was one more I was looking at that looked quite promising. Is it Oxy? I think it's Oxy. I don't really look at a lot of different stuff. I kind of stay in my lane. I stay in the lane of the indices and SPX. Is pretty much what I look at all the time. Is just SPX, XSP. Those are the ones I watch regularly. So that's where we are. AVGO is kicking butt and taking names. What's AVGO got going? What's AVGO doing? AVGO, yeah. Yeah, AVGO is good. 2-2 continuation. There's that failed 2, Janae. That failed 2 down. That failed breakdown right here. Once you've ever entered past this, once it surpassed this right here, once the price surpassed that entry, that's where you went with your put credit spreads. Right after it passed this, you could go with a put credit spread or a straight call. If you know which one you're doing. If you're selling, you can go with that as a put credit spread. If you're buying, you could buy calls. And you can see it made a nice little move since then. That's Broadcom. It's been a nice little move since then. So, yep. There's that. Okay. All the credit spreads we've done for this week have all closed up. Those who are following with PeakBot, all the PeakBot trades I had open, which was Amazon, SPYs, Triple Q, IWM, all of those. And I think I had one more. I had PanW. It's closed up as well. I had all of those and they all closed up. Yesterday, I closed everything, made sure everything was closed. Actually, many of them closed on their own. The ones that didn't, I closed them on my own. And then I added Microsoft to my list. I have Amazon, Microsoft, and then the 3 indices, SPY, Triple Q, and IWM. Those are the 5 stocks I'm trading on PeakBot. Is Microsoft. I knew you were going to do that. Microsoft, Amazon, and then the 3 indices. Those are the ones that I'm trading in PeakBot. Automated. I'm letting the automated trading do all the work. Do all the work for you, girl. That's what's going on with mine. Amazon, IWM, Triple Q, SPY, and Microsoft. Those are all the ones that are going for me. Let me see what the watch list. The watch list here depends on, what kind of volatility is going on. And sometimes there's a lot of it. I try to stay with the low or moderate here in the middle. Sometimes the low and moderate don't have a lot on it. Sometimes it's got plenty. I really don't trade TLT. It pops up a lot, but I traded a couple times as a buyer, and it didn't work out too well. So now I got a bad taste in my mouth. So I don't really fool up with TLT. Not that I just don't. And it's like it would fit my numbers. It actually would fit what I would do as a seller, but I've not traded again. I might look at it again. And Walmart actually fits the criteria too for next week. As I traded Walmart, I think last week. It might have been on my list. Anyway, it's in the neutral, so it can do iron condor, it can do put credit spread and call credit spread, and it's got, PeakBot gives you, if you want to trade it manually, you can use PeakBot and you can do it manually, or you can use their watch list, and do it manually, or you can do the bot. They've got 4 or 5 different bots. You can do the bot and let it trade for you, right? You've got all these different bots. You've got the King Condor, Shorbo. King Condor and Shorbo are both SPX bots. The wheel allows you to pick any of the stocks, and it sells cash secure puts for you. The trend spread is credit spreads, and then Iron Condor Zero, which I think this one may be paused. It's basically a 0 DTE Iron Condor. These are the bots that it's running every day, all week. I use the trend spread bot and I use Shorbo, but I have my Shorbo paused right now because I can't watch it enough to make sure. During the day I'm teaching, and Shorbo enters in the morning, and that's fine if I can watch to see when it enters and see what it's doing, so I can kind of marry the chart with it. But I paused it because I hadn't been able to do that, and so I wanted to be able to see it. So because the strategy that I use It's similar to Shorbo, but anyway, my strategy works better for me. I'll put it like that. My strategy works better for me. So I didn't necessarily need, I thought Shortbow was going to be good for me to use on the days when I was teaching, but it turned out to not work out so well. And I really realized that I can still run my strategy in between the times that I'm teaching. So Shortbow didn't work out as well for me as I thought it would. I was going to use it in conjunction with my own strategy. And it turned out that Shorbo, I was still working my strategy in Shorbo, but I was taking losses with Shorbo and having to counteract those losses. I was having to fight against Shorbo's losses I was having to like overshadow the Shorbo losses with my trades to try to make up for money that was being lost there. And I was like, okay, I can just take that off and make my own money. So I paused it. I may swing back to it when I can watch what's happening better. So anyway, there's that. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's round up because we're about done with the show and the market's getting ready to open. Don't forget, E2T University is open for enrollment. It's open. We've got September 22nd. We're starting that Monday evening in the academic setting. I've actually been working on the booklet. I want everybody to have like a booklet. He's going to try to revise the job number. Who is going to revise the jobs number? They're going to try to make it where it looks better. Anyway, I'm working on the booklet. I want us to have something like, when you go to college, you get books. I want us to have a booklet we're going to work along with our material because we need materials. So I've been working on that. I've been working on a booklet to go along with our 12-week program from beginner to mastery. So I've also sent, if you signed up for E2T University, you should have gotten an email that tells you some things you can start working on now. So if you haven't gotten that email, then please reach out to me. But there's things you can be doing now in preparation for the start of E2T University. If you're still considering E2T University, go ahead and get yourself registered. Now is the time because you still have the opportunity to pay in 2 payments. I'm getting ready to stop that because you need to be able to pay one and then month. And at this point, we're within the month window. So I need to stop the payment plan. That's going to stop. Probably is going to be definitely in the next maybe 4 or 5 days because it's going to be in a month and I can't let you pay a month later after we've been started for a month. I mean, really, we'll be a month in and you'll be still paying on the payment plan. That's not how that's going to work. So if you're going to go ahead and get yourself involved, go ahead so you can pay on the payment plan. Otherwise, you're going to have to bite the bullet for the whole thing at one time. And again, I don't want the payment to stop you from getting in, but I want you to come on, right? I want you to come on. All right. If you come in, come on. If you come in, come on. You can see here what's all included. All righty. E2T Trader Declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts growing steadily. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen, amen, and amen. All righty. So we're about 4 minutes out from the market opening. You got a few minutes. Grab you a quick cup of coffee if you're gonna trade the open. Personally, as sellers, we watch the open, but we don't trade the open. We watch, see what kind of stuff happens, see what all the people run in and do. We're watching and collecting data. That's what my community does as sellers. We're watching and seeing what's happening, but we don't necessarily put our money out there at 9:30. We do not. 9:35 either. No, we don't. We're closing some stuff maybe in that window, but we're not in there deploying capital. No, we're not. Okay. I will see you all for sure in the market. We'll do some live trading today in my community. Hope y'all, we had a good time last Friday on our Zoom. We hung out almost all day. It was almost all day. Really, it was like till 2:30. We were on our live Zoom all day long. So we're gonna do that again today. And I want y'all to do 3 things. I want you to stay green. I want you to get this money, and I want you to have a great green day. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye. I'm going to get me some coffee. I told y'all to get some. I'm going to get some too. Bye.